What's something you didn't know about sex before you had sex? Here's something I discovered recently, probably within the last year or so. Ladies and gents who spray tan or use a self-tanner like Bondi, be careful with where you put the semen. My ex-boyfriend and I realized that semen actually strips the tanner. He would usually get a towel, but sometimes I would just waddle to our bathroom and get cleaned up myself. We noticed, stripes down part of my leg where it had ran down on my way to the shower. We tested this out again, and sure enough, fresh semen will strip a fresh spray or self-tan. I hadn't heard of the term squirter. When my first time was with a squirter, me being the gentleman that I put down my coat for her to lay on, then after carried home a soaking wet coat thinking that she'd just pissed all over it in me. Being a total dipshit, I asked my older brother if it was normal for a girl to piss on you when she finished. That was when I got the explanation that if you do a really great job some girls squirt when they are coming. That it didn't matter. I grew up in a Catholic home, going to Catholic school. Women can't like sex? It was supposed to be this life-altering event. The angels were supposed to come down from the heavens and burden me with every STD known to man for having premarital sex. Then I had sex. I had to struggle a lot with allowing myself to actually enjoy sex, because again, it was this awful thing that I wasn't allowed to enjoy. But unfortunately no angels have graced me with their presence. I don't think any God is ready to smite me down for having sex. Sex with the person you love is actually way better than any other kind of sex. As a teen, I was under the impression that, basically, sex is sex. Later in life though, experiencing love, for real, yeah, I'll call it lovemaking. There is a huge difference between sex and lovemaking. No, lovemaking doesn't necessarily, I hate that word, mean making babies, and nothing is better. At least if you ask me. Doesn't matter if it lasts 30 seconds, or 30 minutes. It cannot get better. Oh gosh, I've got a lot but I'll stick to the first 5 things that came to mind. I didn't know how to physically insert my penis into a wall of flesh and it ruined opportunities with a handful of women. Literally, at least 5. I finally penetrated an upperclassman from another school in her Jeep and my balls were caught in my, thankfully, plastic zipper. I didn't even care. I was finally inside a woman. I would never get another chance with those other women. Just pressing. I didn't have a clue. I watched porn my whole life and didn't have a clue. A guiding hand would have been useful. Any help whatsoever. Oh, and back then we were trying to buy shitty flavored lube from Spencer's Gifts and oh hell no. It doesn't live up to the hype. Like, ever. Even on my own. I genuinely don't get it. Like, yeah, it feels good, and sure I've reached but it's not all-encompassing and earth-shattering. I get far more joy out of feeling the sun and gentle breeze on my skin while lying on the beach as I listen to the quiet chatter of other beachgoers and the seagulls, which are drowned out by the sound of the waves. Or, watching a sunset over the mountains while sitting at the edge of a lake. Watching a thunderstorm over the sea. Being inside during a bad storm, reading a good book, sipping my tea, with my cat snuggled up next to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm broken. The heat, and that there would be moments when positions change and you're no longer inside for a minute. And you desperately need to be enveloped by that warmth again. Like it's almost painful to be separated for those few seconds and being back inside is a wave of relief. Almost like you can't breathe when separated. I think I expected the physical stuff, but the odd primal emotional stuff wasn't anticipated. Looking back, it was way more about my total infatuation with the person I was with, and less about the act. It is much more than just physical stimulation. If you are mentally and emotionally stimulated, it feels much better and completely enhances the experience. There can be days where you aren't as in the mood and sex just feels okay and others where, if you are super in the mood, it feels like the most amazing thing ever. That is why it isn't all about physical traits with sex, and why setting the mood and doing a good job with foreplay and really engaging your partner to reach that emotional and mental connection is so important. That pleasure is available to everyone and has nothing to do with physical traits at all. Don't be selfish in sex, don't skip foreplay, make it your goal to make your partner feel as good as possible, and that will be reciprocated, leading to the best feeling sex.